Hi, buddy. This is G. I'm John Fedorowicz in very hot Upper West Side, 73rd Street to be exact, West 73rd Street. And welcome to SimulMaster's July Simul. I almost said April for some reason. I just finished 5 straight weeks of chess camp yesterday, so I'm a little tired and a little, my voice is a little weird, so bear with me, as they say, and we'll get started. So good luck to everybody. Last month's Simul was pretty good for me. No losses. That was the first time. Usually these Simuls are tough. Also, next month's Simul will be on August 12th. I'm traveling on. I'm going to play in the U.S. Open, and then I go to Brazil for the World Cadet Championship. So I'll be doing my August Simul on August 12th, and that's the only day that I have. So I'm going to play a little. Usually I play more during the summer, but the Canadian, I didn't get to go to Canadian Open this year because of too many camps, and I guess it's a job. What the heck? It's fun, and teach kids, adults, and people seem to enjoy it, and as long as everybody learns and has a good time, that's the important thing. So when the boards show up, I'll be ready to go. A lot of good chess this in the summer with the Dortmund tournament coming up in a couple of weeks. We have the Sinquefield Cup is always something to look forward to. Really strong tournament. Magnus Carlsen's playing, and then afterwards, the Blitz, where Kasparov is playing again, and it's always good. Kasparov, you know the guy's practicing, and it's always interesting to see. All right, Havaniola, let's get this started. We've played many times before. Bishop Mate, we've also played. Brian Wood, hi Brian Wood, how you doing? Cap 78 Red, how's I'm not sure. I thought we might have played Chess 24. We played a heck of a lot. Chisel, I don't think we played, so welcome to all the newcomers. DK11, Ears, we played many times. Ernie 1, Eternal Warrior, and Hayen. Isolani, Jimmy B, Jay Russell, and I'm going through the openings. Mickey 1943, Moving Dutchman, and Spindock. And let's see, Spindock says it's rainy in Cambridge, but he's sure as Branter will bring us some sunshine. Well, you know, England with the rain. People thought I was crazy. I always liked playing in Hastings. Spindock and Trivial Pursuit. The English guys thought I was nuts. I told them I like Hastings. Well, I lived in New York pretty much all my life, big cities. I lived in New Jersey for a while, but Hastings during the winter was kind of a weird place to go. But I played there 5 times, I think, and I don't know. I always liked it, and I was hoping to get to play there again at some point. Okay, Spindock, D4, D6, and usually I transpose back into E4 openings with the Philidor or maybe a Perk. Let's see, Caro-Can from Ernie 1. Hayen will get a Queen's Gambit. Difficult D4, Knight of 6, C4. Ears has been playing solidly lately. For a while, he was playing like, these Duncan Subtle, Lawrence Day Canadian openings, which in the old days were a lot of fun, but because of computers and people learning how to play positionally, now they just don't do very well. So Eternal Warrior and DK11, so I'm going through the openings. Last month, I didn't really talk too much, and the Simul took less than 2 hours, but today I'll keep up the usual talking going. Okay, Mickey set 1943. I always do. Mickey says, good luck to you, Mickey, too. And I've been doing Tarish against the French for a long time, ever since I played Yuri Shulman in the U.S. Championship, and that was one of those deals where they told you the pairings way ahead of time, and I played over Yuri Shulman's win-hour games, and it just scared the hell out of me, and that was enough of that. So And then that's when I started playing the Tarish again. Let's see, Jimmy B. I've been teaching some of my students the Catalans, so I've been playing some Catalans, and I'm not really sure that I know what I'm doing yet in it, but I give it a try. And it's always good to practice. Okay, Havaniola, D4, G6, C4, Bishop G7. I'll go E4. Brian Wood, we've always had Queen's Gambits. Spindok's done D4, I'll go Knight F3. And DK heading for a Grunfeld, maybe a King's Indian. Looks like a Benoni from KM 1883. Carol Can from Ernie 1. I played advanced variation, and the moves there are Bishop F5 and C5, and he went for C5, so takes, I think, is the right move. And Hayen's playing a Stonewall type of Dutch. And Bishop Mate, I think I'll try Queen's Indian, mix it up a little bit. Spindok has captured on D4, so we're in a Philidor. And Ears is, we're in a Catalan. So Slav from J. Russell 2. And Knight F6 from Mickey 1943. King's Indian against DK11. Modern defense, maybe going into a King's Indian, chance for a King's Indian against Havaniola. And let's see what to play against the Benoni. I think against Trivial Pursuit. Now, we've played King's Indians before. I think we've had Samishes. I think that, let me see, I think I'll just go for something normal. Hayen, that's the Stonewall Dutch. And Bishop Mate, we're going to just get into a regular Queen's Gambit, maybe a Tartakover or something like that. Brian Wood, let's see. Jimmy B has gone Bishop B4, so against Mike Catalan, he's playing a Bogo Indian. I reply to Bishop D2, always block. And Catalan from Eternal Warrior. G6 from Spindok. Last month, against Spindok, I think he played this opening, and he tricked me pretty good, but I think I managed to lose. He won a pawn from me, and I managed to get out of it somehow and make a draw, but I was down a pawn for nothing, and managed to battle it back to a draw. So I'll have to try not to fall for that trick this month. And sometimes I remember the openings, and I still have a decent memory, so see how this goes. Okay, Jimmy B's done the C5 Bogo Indian, so that's a decent thing to do against the Catalan. I have to remember that when I play against the Catalan, I've been having troubles. Michael Adams and his wife passed through New York last year, and I was talking to him, and he said that the 2,700 GMs and 2,800 GMs all hate playing against the Catalan, and I could really understand that. So let's see what to do against KM 1883. I'm going to try to fianchetto against the Benoni. Chisel, let's see what sort of Queen's Gambit we got. Mickey 1943, C5, I go Bishop D3. J. Russell, we're in kind of a Slav. But, on Bishop G5, really the best moves are pawn takes pawn, getting into that crazy Botvinnik thing. And the other thing to get into is the Cambridge Springs. I mean, the crazy Botvinnik thing is actually pretty interesting. I don't think I would ever play it because it's 30, the theory goes probably about 30 moves deep. But Bishop E7 is J. Russell 2 played. Usually this position is considered to be pretty passive for black. Okay, so let's see what happens. Yeah, Spindok says last month's game was a good game. Now let me see, what can I do against him that's different? I think I played G3 in that game. And G3 seems reasonable here also. So I'm going to try it. Hayen's gone, that's the Stonewall Dutch. But he did a Stonewall Dutch where he lets me go pawn takes pawn early and lets me take back. If you punch up my game in a database, I think I have a good game against Boris Privman in that, where I was playing white and I won pretty quickly. Okay, exchange variation against Brian Wood. Just a Bogo Indian with C5 against Jimmy B. Normal Tarish with Knight F6 against in all these. And now chisel, I have another exchange variation. I have some of my students, when they face to avoid the exchange variation, I have them going bishop e7 instead of knight f6. And I think the exchange variation is really kind of annoying. So it's good to keep an eye on that when you guys are playing the stuff for black. Okay, let's see what's happening with Cap. Looks like we're going to get into another King's Indian. Chess 24, I'm going to get into a Fianchetto King's Indian. And Trivial Pursuit, I think I'm going to try the Petrosian system with d5 just to do something different. And Brian Wood, we're in the exchange variation. So I have a couple of exchange variations, and all interesting openings so far. Ears has gone pawn takes pawn. I'll go bishop to g2. Castling against KM in the Fianchetto Benoni. Tarish against Eternal Warrior. Cap Red, I think I'm going to try a same-ish. Bishop takes c5 from Ernie, and I'm going to go pawn to b4. Cap Spindock has gone knight c6, and I think I'm going to take on c6. And I'm going to play I think I'm going to try to just play main line against DK11, mix it up a little bit. Queen e7 from Jimmy B. And now what to do here? I'm thinking about going knight c3 maybe and just keeping attention. I have to see. He might go. I think I'm going to take b4 and do the a3 routine, which seems to do pretty good for white. Knight bd7 from J. Russell 2. h6 from Bishop Mate. I keep the pin and retreat. Mickey, I go pawn takes pawn. Isolani, Bishop g7. I go knight c3. Chance for a Grunfeld. Okay, now, against Spindock, I got to be a little careful here. I've fianchettoed, and I don't know. I seem to not be playing against this opening very well, to tell you the truth. So I have to see what sort of move should I play here. I'm going to try a strange-looking move, Queen f3. Making stuff up now. And Brian Wood, Bishop d3. We're getting into a normal exchange. Havaniola, we're in a modern defense. I don't know, maybe the name of the modern defense should be changed because it's been the modern defense since who knows when. Okay, Bishop Mate has gone c5, and I think now, so I have to see, is he threatening some sort of Queen a5 stuff here? I think I'm going to try Bishop to e2. Chisel, exchange variation, just get e3. We're going through the openings, DK. We're in the main line, getting into main line. King's Indian moving Dutchman. Let's see what kind of tarish that's going to be. Knight f6 from Spindock, and now I got to see what am I up to here. Strange opening. If I was wondering if I go e5 here, what happens? He takes. I go queen takes. He goes bishop d7. I don't know. I mean, it looks like it's maybe something worth a try. So I'm going to try e5 against Spindock, see how that goes. Rook takes a3 with Jimmy B. Looks normal. Knight a6 from Trivial Pursuit is usually, I think Kasparov's gone knight a6. I usually went a5 and then knight a6. Also, I have a few games in database with that. Most notably, a really good game against Serbian GM. I think he's Serbian. Branko GM. Damoljanovic. I think when I played him, it was just Yugoslavia, so I think he's Serbian. Okay, let's see what to do against Trivial Pursuit. Trivial Pursuit wants to go knight c5. I'm going to try bishop to e3. Brian Wood. One thing about the exchange variation in this Queen's Gambit is that it allows knight ge2, and that allows white to be a little bit more flexible with things. Havaniola g4, I always play there. Heian, I go f3, and chess 24, knight f3. Ears, I'm going to castle, and difficult Catalan also h6 from bishop h4, and now c4 from bishop mate. And now I have to see, I think when Kasparov used to play this kind of stuff, I remember he would sacrifice pawns. He would let knight e4 happen. I think that knight d2 just looks like a pretty decent move for me. Also, bishop mate has to keep an eye on whether h4 is going to be some kind of good move at some point. All right, now Jimmy B. I've had a few of these Bogo Indians, and usually it's the position that he has that I've gotten into now, where I've let the e pawn run all the way to e3 in a few games and had some problems. So I don't know. I think here I have to see. I'm looking at knight c3. I'm also wondering if pawn to b4 could maybe be a good move here to take up some space. I just have to be careful I don't get my pawns forked with some knight c6 thing. So I'm thinking about going b4. So I think I'm going to try b4 against Jimmy B. Let's see, knight f3 against Mickey, 1943. All books so far. Another Catalan that's transposed into a Tarish. I guess I should be happy about that. And exchange variation. Brian Wood, another exchange variation, 98 from Trivial Pursuit. And he wants to go for a fast f5. And now I have to see, do I just want to play with knight to d2 and then meet f5 with f3? Okay, Ears is going knight c6, threatening to take another pawn. And I think I take on c5 here. We're going to get cap red. We're in a same-ish. DK11, we're in a mainline King's Indian, and I'm going to try knight to d2. Eternal Warrior, another Tarish. And Ernie's gone bishop to b6. That's in the advanced Caro-Kann, which has always caused people trouble. I remember when I was Gadakamsky's coach. That's a long time ago now. We're talking 1994, around there. I was his coach when he played Karpov in 1996 World Championship, and he was doing well with the advanced variation. I think he beat Karpov a few times. So I'm just going to go bishop to b2 against Ernie, overprotect my e-pawn. Queen takes c6 against Spindock. F3 against Trivial Pursuit. Hayen's taken on c3, and I take back with a pawn. Solidify my center even more. Moving Dutchman, looks like we're going to get into another Tarish. And Tarish is a good kind of international opening, international opening. So I don't know what yeah, and that looks like it's pretty decent playing for, I mean, it's kind of a, Kasparov used it to make draws against Smyslov in a candidates match a long time ago. Okay, now let me see what to do against Bishop Mate here. He's gone g5. I'm wondering if I want a castle here or whether I want to go h4 and try to open up his king. I think I'm going to try h4 and open up his king. Okay, Mickey has gone queen c7, and now I've taught some of my students to move g3 here to be persistent and to go bishop f4 again. Okay, bishop d7 from Spindock. I'm going to try queen c5 to interfere with his castles and see how that one goes. I really don't know what I'm doing in that opening. I should probably look it up. Let's see. Jay Russell's gone b6 to good move. Proper thing to do. Fianchetto is bishop. I'm going to go bishop to d3. Queen d2 protecting my e-pawn against Hayen. Catalan against difficult, just castles, still in the early stages. And now Jimmy B has gone e4, and I'm going to go knight to e1. I have to, otherwise he forks my pawns. Okay, now Bishop Mate has gone g4, and I'm wondering if I should just go bishop to f4 here and see if I could bother his h-pawn a little bit. Knight f6 from Trivial Pursuit. And now I want to see is he threatening some takes kind of stuff here? I don't know if I could maybe take back with the knight sometimes. So I think I'm going to try pawn to a3 against Trivial Pursuit to see if I can box his knight out on a6. It's always good in those positions if you could keep the knight out. Okay, now let's see. Cap red, c6. Sometimes if you go a6, that's called the burn system, after late GM American nice guy Robert Byrne. Let's see. Chisel's going rook e8. I castle. Isolani, we're going to get into a King's Indian. King g7 from bishop mate. Okay, now, I'm wondering if knight f5 is ever, if he ever goes knight h5, is that some sort of threat? So I'm thinking of going h5 myself. I'm going to go h5 and see if I could prevent knight h5. Maybe bother his g-pawn sometimes. Knight h6 from Ernie. I just want to check to make sure knight g4 doesn't bother me. And now I'm considering c4 or probably bishop to d3 looks good. And just making sure nothing bothers me with knight g4. Okay, rook c8 with J. Russell looks like the right thing to do. And now I'm going to go pawn takes pawn, and we'll see what happens here. Bishop f4 against KM 1883. G6 from Heian. And I think I go rook ae1, trying to play for e4 in a little while. King h1 against Brian Wood, get out of the way of diagonals. And now I'm going to see what to do against Cap Red here. I'm going to try bishop h6 and see if I can get a nice fast attack going. Rook e8 from bishop mate. Now, one thing about putting my pawn on h5, I can't castle that easily, but I don't know if that's going to matter. I'm going to try a6 against bishop mate and see what the story with that is. Okay, now Heian has gone knight to d7, and I'm looking to see if I have any e4 ideas to open him up while his king is in the middle. So if I go e4 takes, bishop takes, and he goes bishop f4, I could take back with a knight. It seems pretty reasonable. If he takes e4, bishop takes d6. Bishop opposite color position looks pretty good for me, so I'm going to see if I can play e4 there. Okay, DK11's gone knight to d7, and then I get rolling on the queen side with b4. Catalan from Difficult. Difficult's gone with d takes c4 on move 6, and now I have moves like knight e5 or queen c2. I'm going to try the knight e5 and see how that one goes. Bishop back to d6 from bishop mate, and let's see. I think I'm going to take on d6. Chess 24 could be. Let's see. It could be another g3 Benoni. I guess could get into a Benko gambit too. I'm going to try d5 there. Okay. Castles from Mickey, and I'm going to go bishop to f4. That was the idea. And now Trivial Pursuit's gone knight h5. Knight f4 becomes a reasonable idea. I'm going to see if I can stop knight a4 by going g3. It's a dangerous move. My king is stuck in the middle, so we'll see what happens. J. Russell's gone pawn to b5, and now I have to see where do I go with my bishop. I'm going to try bishop to d3 and aim at his king's side. I have to play g3 against bishop mate, otherwise he'll go g3. Eternal Warrior's gone bishop to taken and gone bishop to c5, and now I have to see what's a typical kind of thing to do in this opening. I think knight takes c6 and bishop b2, and try to play on the c file. Isolani has gone for the old line with knight bd7, rook takes d1 against ears. Pawn takes pawn against Heian. Chisel has gone knight to f8. I remember Kasparov pointing something about b4 in this position from Kasparov to get the minority attack going. Bishop back to f2 against Brian Wood. f4 from Trivial Pursuit. I drop my bishop back. Knight g4 from Ernie, and he's bothering my f2 pawn. I have to castle. E5 from Cap Red, threatening some stuff here, threatening knight takes E4 and queen H4 kind of stuff. So I have to see, it looks like a good move. I guess I'm going to just play, I guess I'll just take on G7 there, and maybe I'll castle. I have to see how that goes. Pawn takes C6, bishop E2 against Eternal Warrior, knight G4 against Mickey, and I feel like I feel like maybe I can go queen D2 there, and never know about exchange sacks in that position. So I'm going to just go queen D2. Rook takes E3 from bishop mate. Did not see that. Now, is that going to be good for him? Let's see. Is it going to be good for him? He's taking on G3, and then what's his continuation after that? If I'm not careful here, I could get mated very quickly. Okay, I'm going to take on there and see how it goes. Ears has gone, bishop takes c5, I go knight bd2. Cap red, I'm going to cancel queenside. Queen c2 against Isolani. I had a game once with Max DeLugi where I was black, and he played queen c2 against me. And basically, well, not basically he murdered me, but I managed to make a draw, and then I never played it again. I suppose that's in a database. It was in a U.S. championship, so people could look that up and see, and it was very unpleasant. And I used the same thing to beat a couple of GMs. I think Pia Kramling was one, and I think I won a game against, maybe it was Todorchevich or somebody, like I think that's who it was in a tournament at St. Martin in the early 90s. Okay, Spindock has gone Queen E7, which I think I'm happy to see after the other game, which got very tactical. His king could be in the middle. Maybe I could take advantage. I'll have to see. So I'm going to trade queens on E7. Rook C1 against Eternal Warrior seems like a logical routine. F5 from DK11. I'm going to try A4, knight E4 from KM 1883. I'm going to go knight takes E4. And now the big question against Brian Wood is to prepare E4. And I have to be careful of knight G4 stuff. So there's a lot of preparation that goes into this playing E4. I think I'm going to go Queen C2. Usually when black plays this position Brian Wood did, they keep that pawn on H7 so that the knight on each G6 is more stable. So I think Queen to C2 could be a very annoying move for him. Okay, KM's gone rook takes E4. I go knight to D2. Queen takes G3 against bishop mate. I don't know what's going on there. Now Hayen's taking on F4. I take back with a knight. I like my position in that game. And now we got to see what to do against Eternal Warrior. I believe continuing the Tarish routine, knight A4 feels like the right move. E5 from Mickey. And let's see what that is. I have to take that. And let's see, Jay Russell's got C5 in, and now I have to see what to do here. It looks like he's coming at us in pretty good shape. I'm going to take on C5. There's going to be some trades. Havaniola's gone F5. I'll go GF5 and Queen H5. I remember that. Yeah, I didn't think taking the pawn on C7 was the right thing to do there. Usually, I would say that my thinking most of the time is to take it easy, and I would rather be even material and be okay than to be up a pawn and have something bad happen. So, so that's why it's good to be careful there. Okay, looks like chess 24. We're going to be in a Benoni. I'm going knight C3 because I'm afraid of a Benko Gambit. I always decline the Benko Gambit. I played the Benko Gambit myself, so it scares me. So I have to be careful. Okay, now let's see what to do against Hayen. To take back with a rook on E4 or to take back with the bishop. The bishop would be a cheapo, threatening discoveries, but maybe he just moves his queen then. So I think I'm going to take back with the rook. Try to go for rapid development there. Okay, rook b4 from KM 1883. I'm going to go, I think I go rook a2 there. Queen takes e3 from bishop mate. And now I have to see what will his next thing to do be. I would like to defend here. I'm thinking about king g2 followed by knight f1. If he takes on d4, what's happening there? So he sacrificed a rook for 2 pawns so far. Getting a third pawn shortly. If I was really scared here, I'd sack a piece back with knight takes c4, but I have to try to just do this normally. I'm thinking that I like king to g2 looks right, and looking to see what pieces can he put near me to hassle me with. All right, I'm going to go king g2, try and make a defense there. Okay, h6 from Isolani. I go rook to d1. Knight c5 seems right against Eternal Warrior. Another Tarish against Moving Dutchman. I'm going to cancel there. And knight g6 from Chisel. So Chisel's playing pretty interesting now. Do I want to? I want to get the minority attack going here. What's the best way to do that? Queen to b3 maybe. And he doesn't have a pawn on c6 yet, so b5 I don't think it does anything. So I'm wondering what to do here. Anything like queen to c2, just to build up on him, and to stop h6 just in case. So yeah, queen c2 I think looks like a reasonable thing to do. Okay, knight takes d4 from bishop mate, and now I would like to get some pieces into the defense, so I'm going to try knight to f1, and then the good thing about being up material is I'm going to see if I can offer him trades of queens all over the place and see if I could get him to go backwards. Okay, Mickey, I'm not sure what I did here. Let's see. Might have to give up the bishop pair. Queen h4 from having Iola. I'm going to go queen back to f3. I remember some Joel Benjamin game. Ernie has gone queen to c7, attacking my pawn, and I'm just going to go queen to e2 and defend my pawn. And we got bishop mate has gone queen back to e5, and now I have to see, does he have any threats again? I would like somehow to offer him trades of queens. I don't know how to go about doing that. I'm thinking maybe queen d. Well, I can't do queen d2 because of knight b3. Although I don't know. And then offering queen trades on e3 could get me forked sometimes. Knight g3 looks like a fairly solid move. Let's see what happens on that one. What should he do if I play that move? Knight to g3. All right, I'm going to try knight to g3 and see if I could come out of this in one piece. Queen e7 from Isolani, and I'm thinking about going d5 here. I think I'm going to lock the center with d5. That h6, like in some other games, might bother him in a little while. He has to be a little careful about this h6. And yeah, Spindock, as I said, I really didn't think taking that pawn was going to be good. Now I have to figure out, Spindock has gone rook a b8. I'm going to try and develop fast with bishop a3 or maybe something like that. Knight e4 from Eternal Warrior. And let's see what to do here. Queen to d4. Does it do anything, or should I just wait? I think I'm just going to retreat my rook back to c1 and take it easy there. Knight bd7 from Difficult. Difficult should look up the theory. It's the weirdest move after knight e5, what black's best move is. I mean, I remember when I was playing, I played this for both sides. It's strange that knight c6, if you look it up, knight c6 is black's best move. Really doesn't make much sense, does it? Weird. But I understand the rationale of it. Okay, let's see what happens here with Heian. Any tricks? Wondering about bishop to c4. Really would like to use my development just to bother him a lot here. I'm thinking about maybe queen to e2. Getting a rook to e7 could be a good thing. I think I'm going to try queen to e2. Just take advantage of that development there. Okay, bishop mate's gone knight to f5. Seems like a good move. He might be having d4 ideas coming soon. And I'm going to try knight takes f5 and see if I could trade off some of this attack. a4 from dk11 I'm going to take. The idea in this kind of King's Indian is to open up the side. Mickey is threatening. Mickey is threatening knight f3 check. Now I'm looking to see what's my story here. Which bishop do I want to give up? Do I want to give up the light bishop or the dark bishop? I'm thinking of just going knight to d4 here and seeing if there's any tricks. I have to look out for knight f3 check stuff, so I'm wondering if I go knight d4, if he bothers my knight, what do I do? I feel like the normal way out here is just probably to go bishop takes e5 and try and make a position. Okay, now let's see what happened with Jay Russell. Jay Russell's gone queen c7, and now I'm always on the lookout to see if e5 is a decent move. I don't think so. So I'm going to maybe go rook to c1, perhaps bishop to b1 to get out of the way of some stuff. I think he's coming out of this opening in pretty good shape. I'm going to see, I think I'm going to go bishop to b1 and just take it easy there. Okay, bishop takes f5 from bishop mate. And now I got to see what's up here. What's my best move? I'm worried about d4, and I have to see what to do. Maybe rook to f1, and then what's knight takes h5. I think I'm going to try. I think I'm going to try this rook to f1 and c. It's a really dangerous position. Okay, cap red. Does it make sense for me to try for the king side attack here? I think I'm going to try to push my pawns up. Sometimes it's going to wind up. Okay, Mickey says he's out of book now, but maybe. But it looks pretty decent though for you. So I got to see what to do here. I think I'm going to try bishop to c2, and I have to be a little careful here. Okay, moving Dutchman's gone bishop e6, and let's see, c4. Yeah, well, I've been teaching some of my students the Catalan, so I got out of moving Dutchman's preparation, and now he's done a very early bishop to e6. How to take advantage? I'm going to try bishop to g5. Knight to g5 is interesting. I don't know. Pawn takes and knight g5 is interesting. I think I'm going to take on c5. That seems to be the sensible routine. Okay, now against Jay Russell, what do I do here? I can't go e5. He takes on f3. Maybe bishop to g3. See where his queen goes. And what's the story with that? Knight d2. Does it do anything? And rook fe1. I think I'm just going to go rook fe1 and try to be solidly because I'm not really sure what's happening there. Okay. Cap red, I'm going to try to get going here with h4. Knight c5 from dk11, and I guess I'm going to try bishop to a3. We got moving Dutchman has gone bishop c5, and now I like the light squared bishops in these kinds of positions, but I don't know. I think probably I should just go b3 and play normal there. All right, now what's Brian Wood up to? If I take on g6, is that a pawn? He's gone queen c7. He's threatening h2, but if he takes h2, sometimes his bishop's going to get trapped. So I think I'm just going to take that pawn on g6. Okay, bishop e6 from bishop mate. And now I have to see what to do. Like I said, I'm willing to give material back to break this attack. I'm not sure how to do it. I was thinking maybe about queen to d2 kind of stuff. Get some more pieces over there. Maybe, I don't know, if I go rook takes f6 and queen f1, I'm not really sure about that. Maybe it's the kind of thing that I should be thinking about to just break his attack. Another thing I'm thinking about is, I don't know, I'm trying, maybe if I move my knight, I was thinking about some sort of trades on f6, maybe some exchange sack. I don't know. I'm looking to see if I'm going to live. If I go queen d2, do I live? I feel like I have to. I feel like I'm a little afraid of d4 in some position. So if I go d4 in what position, can I go knight to b5 here? I think I'm going to try. I think I'm going to try knight to b5, and I don't know. What do I have to look out for here? He's got a lot of tricky moves there. A lot of weird stuff. All right, I'm going to try knight to b5 on him and see what's going on. All right, can I snatch this pawn against Brian Wood on g6? Rook a5 from dk11. I'm going to go bishop to b4 and send his rook back. Okay, Cap has gone into defense. So he's just playing a lot of defense here. So, but sometimes the defense allows me to play a little positionally. So I'm going to try G5. I'm just going to try to go for space. E5 from J. Russell looks like a good move. And I'm just going to play knight to D2 and get that knight over to the side. Castles from chess against chess 24. Queen E4 check from bishop mate. And what's happening here? I guess I have to go king back to G1, and I don't know. He might have a draw if he wants it. Okay, cap red. I'm going to try to go F4 and advance on him. Rook A8 from DK, and now I think I'm going to just go F3 and defend my center. Trivial Pursuit's going Rook F7, and you know, I mean, this is the kind of position where I think I'm happy to lock, so I'm going to go G4 and lock. Moving Dutchman's gone H6. I'm not sure that he needed that move. It is stopping knight G5, but I don't know if I was going to do knight G5 either. So bishop to B2. Pawn takes against chess 24, and now Trivial Pursuit. I guess I will continue to lock with H4. And King F8 from Spindock. Spindock's running for cover. But the running for cover, the problem with the running for cover is it takes time, right? So maybe I can use the time while you're getting your king safe to maybe take some stuff or just to get safe. Okay, C6 from Chisel. And now, do I want to go B5 right away? I think maybe I do. I'm going to go do immediate minority attack with B5 without any preparation. Okay, Trivial Pursuit's gone H5, and I go G5, so that side's locked. Typical kind of King's Indian Petrosian creation stuff. I'm going to cancel Queen's side, I think, against Spindock. It looks like I've got my developments worked out okay. Now, what's going on here against Bishop Mate? Bishop Mate is really bothering me with his queen here, and I don't know. Maybe it's becoming a draw. I'm going to go King G2, and I think if he has a draw if he wants it. Knight E8 from Trivial Pursuit, and I guess I go pawn to B4 and play on all sides. Rook C8 from Eternal Warrior. Okay, now what's the deal here with threatening the mate? Queen D4. And what does he do? F6 maybe? I'm going to try Queen D4. I could just go E6. I think I'm just going to go E3 and wait. Okay. Now, Bishop Mate has gone Queen H3. And now I think I got problems here for sure. I'm going to go King to G1. And I'm not sure what the deal is there. Could get mated. Surprise move. Okay, knight F6. I'm going to go rook. Do I go rook check? Do I go bishop check against Hayen? Or do I go rook E7 first? I don't think it matters. I think I'm going to go rook E7 first. Okay, B6 from Jimmy B. Is anything doing on these diagonals here yet? I think I'm just going to go knight to C3. Rook D8 from Isolani. I'm not sure what he's trying to do to me. I'm going to go G3. That's the kind of thing DeLuigi did against me when he put his knight on H4 and just took the steam out of F5 all the time, and I couldn't do a thing. All right, now, I'm trying to keep Hayen all tied up here. So, what's the deal? I'm thinking about Queen E5. To make his knight move, and then bishop to C4 could be really good for me. So Queen E5, let's see what he does about that. I have to look. He can go knight G4, but then I have bishop C4 check, so I think Queen E5 is what I want to do. Okay, knight E7 from Havaniola, and now I remember a Joel Benjamin game in this. And I can't remember, I think he might have gone, I think he went bishop to H3 here. And so all this theory when I was a professional player, I remembered all of that stuff. And but now, you know, it's if I was playing in a tournament and I prepared, I I might probably would get ready for it. Okay, let me try knight b3 against J. Russell. Okay, Chisel, I've gotten a minority attack deal. I managed to take on c6, and he took back with a pawn. So that looks okay. So I'm going to see now, do I like the looks of knight a4? Trying to get into the c5 square. Difficult's gone rook to b8, and I just go knight to c3 and develop, get a center at some point. Okay, now here's the problem with bishop mate. Is he mating me? I have to try rook takes f6, and I think that this one looks very good for him. I think I got problems here. Okay, let's see. Queen Eternal Warrior has gone queen a5, and I think that a3 just seems like a best move for me. Just defend my pawn. Okay, DK11, a5 looks like the right thing for me to do there. Trading bishops against Chisel. Cap Red has really exploded my brain. These pawn breaks all over the place are too much to look at here. So I'm wondering which one to take it with. Can I open up his kings sometimes? I'm going to take on e5 with the d pawn. Okay, queen h2 check from bishop mate. I go king to f1, and then I think I'm done in that game. So very good attack from in that game. Okay, so Brian Wood has gone bishop to e6. He's down a pawn, but it's pretty. Yeah, it's fairly solid for him. I think I'm going to get my queen out of there. I don't know that my queen's doing a whole lot. Maybe bishop g3 is okay. Let me just go bishop g3 and see if I can trade the bishops and consolidate the pawn up. Okay, Chisel's gone queen takes e7, and now what do I want to do here? I'm thinking of just going rook a e1 and trying to drive him away with f3, and then maybe get a knight into c5. Queen d7 from Moving Dutchman. I'm going to go rook c1. Bishop f8 from Spindock. And what do I want to do here? What do I like? Trading these bishops, or maybe bothering his e-pawn? And I think I'm going to bother his e-pawn. I'm going to try bishop to b2. Okay, Cap Red has gone d takes e5. And now I want to see if I can bother him. Do I have any sacrifices? I'm going to try f5 and just go after him. Bishop to d7 from DK. And I'm looking to see what's the best move for me here. I think I'm going to try knight to b3. Try and get rid of his knight. Rook c6 from J. Russell. I'm going to trade the rooks. C6 from Trivial Pursuit. This is the game where I'm playing on all sides. And where should my king go in this kind of game? I'm wondering if I can. I think I'm going to try count king side here. Looks weird, but nothing much going on there. Okay, queen d3 against Brian Wood. Defend my e-pawn. Queen g5 from Chisel. Trying to go. Well, keeping me from going f3 because a queen takes e3 check. Maybe he has some ideas of knight h4 or bishop h3. I'm looking at bishop takes e4 and then maybe knight f5 or something like that. All right, I'm going to try a knight c5. Sorry, I think I'm going to try this bishop takes e4 and see how that goes. Queen takes c4 from Havaniola, and let me see here what's going on here. I guess I'll develop with knight to e2. I got all kinds of ideas. Don't know if rook c1 does anything. Knight e2 looks like a decent thing to do. Bishop e7 from Jimmy B. And I'm thinking of, I'm looking at queen a1, but I'm not so sure about it because, like I said, I got to make sure my pawns don't get forked. So I'm going to try knight to c2. Bishop takes d8 from J. Russell. And let me see, what sort of ideas do I have here? My knight on b3, I'm not really sure what it's doing. This might be the right time to make f for my king. Maybe I'll just go h3, and I think it's pretty much an equal position. Okay, Cap Red, I'm trying to open him up. So I'm just going to go pawn takes g5. And let's see what's going on here. Bishop f8 from Trivial Pursuit. Could he be getting ready to sacrifice on g5? I have to keep an eye on that kind of thing. I think I'm just going to maybe, should I just bring some pieces over to defend? I think I'm going to go rook e1 and get some pieces there and play it safe. Knight back to h6 from Ernie, so that's a good thing for me. Ernie played knight g4 and attacked f2. It didn't work, and he went back, so I'm pretty happy about this. Now I'm just going to develop with knight d2, and I like my position. Okay, Hayen's gone b5, which stops the bishop c4, but let me try to be persistent about this and go bishop back to c2. Bishop e6 from Mickey, and I'm going to go bishop to b3 and see if I can bother that pawn a little bit. Rook c4 from Jay Russell. Is he threatening to take on e4? Is a good question. I feel like I might have a tricky move here. I'm looking at knight a5. If he takes my knight, I take his rook. If he moves his rook, I take the bishop. I think that having that light squared bishop could be a useful thing. So I'm going to try knight a5. And then the screen switched to knight c3. So I hope I didn't... you never know what's going to happen there. Okay, knight c3, and it switched back to the game with difficult, where he is still thinking. So I don't know what that was about. So did I get checkmated? White, did I get checkmated in with queen h1 check in that game? I didn't even see that. So that was so I'm down 1-0 already. Last month, no losses. Today, a fast loss already. Tricky openings and simuls, not easy to deal with. Okay, let's see. Now, let's see what difficult. I'm gonna go see. Let's see if the boards are on switching. I'll go see if I can find people. All right, Brian Wood is thinking. That's the game where I snatched the pawn on g6. So Brian, remember next time, play the same position, but don't play h6. And then your knight on g6 will be protected by both the f7 and the h7. And then that's just a position completely reasonable. But also remember, I have my students doing bishop e7 instead. And the bishop e7 is nice because it avoids this line, which the knight e2 is very bothersome. Okay, so I'm going to go knight to a5. Let's see what to do here. Bishop h6 from dk11. Now I could trade stuff here. Let's see what to do. Knight to b5. I have to see. I'm going to take on b6, and now knight f8 from Isolani. I'm going to go knight to h4, and now I'm looking to see against Chisel. I'm going to play knight to c5 and see if I can bother him. And okay, rook a c8 from Mickey, and I was wondering, should I snatch that pawn or should I just go knight to d4? I think I'm going to go knight to d4 and try to be somewhat positional about this. Okay, moving Dutchman's gone bishop back to e7. It feels like I've gained a lot of time in this position. Looking at knight to a4, I think I'm going to do knight to a4, same as the other game. Knight to f6 from Havaniola. Is he threatening to take anything on d5 yet? I think I'm going to try rook to g1 and see if I can bother his bishop and see if that does anything. Okay, knight on 8 to h7 against Isolani. I'm going to go f3 and take it easy. Queen b6 from Eternal Warrior. And now he's maybe has some b4 ideas. I think I'm going to investigate if I could play bishop to d4 in some cases. I don't think I want to take this on b5. I think I'm going to try queen to d4 and see what's the deal. Is that okay? But he takes, maybe he has knight to d2 after that. All right, I'm going to try pawn to b4 and see if I can keep him from doing stuff. Now, what do I do against Mickey here? I'm wondering about moves like knight to f3. I was just trying to survive here, but maybe this could actually start to be better for me. Okay, so I'm going to try knight to f3. If I could get rid of some bishops, that would be good. All right, now, Trivial Pursuit. Is he getting ready to sacrifice on g5? That's the thing that I have to pay attention to. I think I'm going to try king to h2. I'm just playing defense there. Okay, any odd moves against DK? Wondering about. I don't think I can go pawn takes on C7. He could probably just take back. So I have to go knight takes A1 against DK. I think his position is okay. G5 against KM 1883, and I guess I must go bishop back to E3. And now against Mickey, I think I'm going to try knight to G5. And maybe I came out of this a little bit better. We'll see. Knight takes B7. Ernie has gone knight E7. There's a lot of money. Ernie's moving his knights around a lot. I'm going to try C4 and just go after him. Okay, difficult's gone B6. And I have to see, he wants it to go bishop to B7. He might want to go C5 also. I think I'm just going to go B3 and protect my knight against bishop A6 stuff. Okay, now against Brian Wood, when is the right time? Should I go E4? I think I'm going to try. He might pin me with bishop to G6, so I'm not really sure when I'm supposed to go E4 in this thing. Maybe I should just calm down. I think my E-pawn looks okay. How about I just get out of the way and go queen D2 and get out of the way of that bishop? Okay, A5 from Hayen, and now I'm looking at bishop to B3 check. Has to be right. Okay, queen H3 check coming from Trivial Pursuit. Phone's ringing somewhere. And I'm thinking about going rook H1 so that on queen H3 I go king G1 and he has to go backwards. Let me try that. I've got mated once already, so you never know. It could happen again. Bishop D6 from Spindock looks pretty solid. I like my pawn structure. It's a little bit better. Let me see. I'm considering very tricky stuff here. I think I'm going to try. I think I'm just going to go rook on A to E1 and try to work on that pawn. C takes B6 from DK. I'm going to go knight to C2 and see if I can get rid of his bishop. All right, now against Hayen, do I have anything here that forces a decision? The extremely fancy queen to F6. What is it? Queen F6, rook F6, rook E8 check. I would get rook G8 mate, but he has blocks. Maybe just knight takes let's see, knight takes G6. He takes back with the queen, so that's no good. Knight E6. How's that? Knight E6 looks like it might be nice. Knight D5 might be nice. Knight E6, bishop takes, rook takes, threatening discovered, double mate. And all right, I think I'm going to go for that. Queen takes B7 against Jay Russell, and Jay Russell's put together an absolutely solid position here. I'm going to go bishop G3. Okay, now I'm after Cap Red, and I have to see what to do to him here. I'm thinking about a couple of things. I'm wondering about taking on F5, taking on H5. Doesn't look bad. I think I'm going to take on H5 and see if just go after his king there. B4 from Eternal Warrior. And I'm going to go, let's see, I'm looking at various things here. I think I'm just going to go bishop to D4. Take it easy there. Queen H3 check from Trivial Pursuit. And I go king back to G1. Queen E7 defending the E-pawn against Jay Russell, and I'm going to go rook to C1. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I came out of this being a little better. We'll see. I drove back DK11's bishop, and now I have to see what am I trying to do to him now. I have to be a little bit careful. I'm thinking about putting a knight on B5. So let's go knight to A3 and see if that does anything. Havaniola has gone king to F8, and I have to see, maybe he just wants to snatch a pawn on D5 at some moment. I don't know where my king's going to go in this game, and I don't know where his king's going to go either, so I'm going to try rook to D1. Okay, now, this is the moment for Hayen. Does rook takes f6 win for me? Let's see. Yep, rook takes f6 looks pretty good. Okay, Cap Red has gone up and attacked with king to g6. His king is attacking now. And I'm looking to see what's good here. Pawn takes h5. I don't know about rook h8. He could take on g5. So I think I'm going to go queen h2 and double on the h file. See what happens with that. Okay, Trivial Pursuit. Got to check in on h3. I went back. I don't know. I mean, this looks like it's turning out pretty well for me. What's a good move for me now? I'm thinking about bishop to f1, more defense, and maybe to go bishop h3 at the right moment. Good bishop for bad bishop trade, just like we always get in those openings. Let's see what to do here against chess 24. He went queen c7, and I'm going to go rook to c1. And rook c8 from Jimmy B attacking my pawn, and I feel like defending just with knight e3 looks all right. Okay, bishop f5 from Chisel, and I'm going to play knight to g3. Bishop takes g5, queen takes g5. I think that I came out of this okay. He's got nice away to pawn. Perhaps I'm a little better. Knight c. Now, what do I want to do against moving Dutchman here? This is a question. Somehow knight to d4 looks right. Knight c4 doesn't look bad. Knight c5, just like the other game that I was playing in this opening, seems like a reasonable thing to do. g6 from Jay Russell. Looks like Jay Russell wants to play. Maybe he wants to play knight h5. Okay, I'm going to put my queen out to b5 and see if I can bother him out there. Knight h4 from Chisel. And now let me see what's going on here. He's got me tied up. And now I have to see what will his idea be in this position. I don't know. I'm thinking of maybe just going king to h1 and doing little defense. d5 from Jimmy B. I'm going to go c5. Knight h5 from Brian Wood. I'll capture that, I think. And bishop to b2. I'm going to go e4, bishop b7, e4 against difficult. Rook takes, bishop takes c5, rook takes c5 against movement Dutchman. Queen c1 check against Hayen. And I think I go back with check, right? Rook f1 check. And knight g5 from Isolani. And now I want to see what's up here. I guess I'll just develop with bishop to e3. I think I'm defending myself okay there. And what to do against Eternal Warrior? I think f3 feels like the right thing. Drive his knight back. Knight d7 from Jay Russell. And how do I bother him here? He wants to do this bishop to b6 stuff, I think, and get to a good diagonal. I'm wondering if I could get my bishop on b3 to a good diagonal. I'm gonna try bishop to c2 and see if that does anything. Okay, now Brian Wood, when should I play e4 against him? I think I'm gonna do it now and get that guy going. Okay, Cap Red has gone queen e7. I feel like pawn takes pawn should be nice for me. I'm gonna have to look some stuff over. What else do I have here? Pawn takes pawn. What does he take it back with? With the rook? And then, all right, I'm going to try pawn takes pawn. Okay, Spindock has gone rook e8. And now I'm trying to bother Spindock on this diagonal. I'm not really sure how I'm doing it yet. Let's see what to do. I'm looking at knight e4 types of stuff. f4, weird. f4, not really sure about it. Bothering the a pawn is interesting. I think I'm going to try knight pawn to a4, see if I can bother him on that side. Okay, now what's going on against Cap Red? Wondering about rook h6 check. He has to take it. I take with the queen. Goes pawn up. I don't know, but then he's threatening queen trades at various places. So I'm thinking of just stopping him and playing knight to e4, just protecting everybody. So I'm going to try knight to e4. I think I like that position. Okay, knight b d7 from chess 24, and I'm going to try pawn to b4. Pawn takes pawn against Brian Woods. Simon's been going for about an hour. D4 from Mickey. And let's see what to do. If I let him trade on b3, my pawn structure goes. If I take on f7, I develop him a little bit. And I think that I should probably try not to let his d pawn get out of control. I think I'm going to try just, I think I'm going to take on f7 first, see what he recaptures with, and see what the story is there. Rook back to c1 from moving judgment. I think I like my position there, probably a little bit better. Eternal Warrior, is his knight coming to c4 now to bother me? I'm going to try bishop to c5. Let's see, h5 from Jay Russell. And I was going to try bishop to b3. My bishop's getting pushed off the board a little bit. I have to be careful of back ranks. Okay, rook on a to d8 against Chisel. And now I'm wondering, am I trying to play for f4 here or something? I can't do it yet because he just takes his knight is protected on f5. A weird looking move for me would be rook to g1. I think I'm going to try rook to g1. I'm eventually going to try to work on his pawns. Okay, knight h3 check from Isolani. I'm going to go king to g2. h4 from Jay Russell. I go back, bishop h2. I have to be careful about back ranks there also. And now what to do against Trivial Pursuit. His position looks all jumbled up, that's for sure. I think I'm going to try rook to c1. Does he want to go bishop to b6, I'm wondering. I think he does. So I'm going to go knight to b3. Pawn takes pawn from DK. I could take with the knight on e4, but then knight f5, so pawn takes pawn. Don't want to let that knight to f5. All right, queen back to d2 from against Mickey, and it's a position. Now, what's going on here against Ears? This board hasn't shown up in a long time. I think I'll go knight to b3. A5 from Ernie, and I'm going to go c5 against Ernie and try and push his bishops off the board. We got Havaniola has gone e4, so he's trying to snatch some pawns somewhere. I'm going to go queen to g3, and here comes rook takes, rook to d6 from Chisel. So Chisel's just trying to mate me here. And now I have to see what to do. How shall I do this? Chisel, it's interesting. Can I go f4 and he goes pawn takes pawn? I go knight f5. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Then he has pawn takes g2. Very interesting, messy kind of stuff. So he just wants to mate me by getting a rook over to h6, and then I got to watch myself. That's for sure. Knight takes e4, knight takes e4. Can I do that? Then he gets the rook over to h6 anyway, and I got to see, is there some kind of defense there? Okay, I'm going to try knight takes e4 and see if that does anything. I don't know. I'm a little scared there also. Like I said, I already got mated once pretty quickly. So I got to be on the ball here. Moving Dutchman's gone rook a c8. And I'm going to try queen to d3. Let's see what's happening here. Bishop to b6 from Jay Russell. And let's see. I'm thinking about just king. I'm thinking about maybe just going king to h1. Let's just go king to h1 and see what happens there. Okay, Hayen, I think game adjourned when he's disconnected. I don't know what that's about. Let me see some more boards here. Cap red. Okay, my clock's ticking. He's gone rook f7. Now, what's going on here with rook f7? Bishop d3 looks nice. Rook h6 seems to get his king walking. Let's see. Let me try rook h6. What is this Hayen game? It said game adjourned. I don't know what's going on here with this. Chess 24, Benoni. Okay, I think I go B6 and lock. I don't know why this Hayen game is a 15-10. That has nothing to do with the simul. DK11 has gone rook to F4. Okay, now I think I'm going to try to take on F4. Let's see, I thought I went King H1 against J. Russell. Knight C4 attacking pawns against Eternal Warrior. And what should I do here? I think I have various ideas. E4 doesn't look bad. Queen to D3, pinning him. I think I'm going to go Queen D3 and pin him. I think that maybe Black came out of that in decent shape. Okay, now let's see what to do against DK. I think I'm just going to go Bishop F3 and defend. Well, I think I'm going to go G3 first, be a little safe about this. H6 from Spindock. Still working on getting his king safe after all this time. I'm going to try Knight to B5 and see if I can pick up the bishop pair. Okay, Knight H5 coming from Isolani, very tactical. And I don't know, I guess I should not have put my king on H2, so I think I have to go king back to G1, to H1, sorry. And now moving Dutchman's gone F6, and I'm thinking about going Knight to D4. Queen D5 from Mickey, and he's got this annoying D-pawn, and I got to see if I can block it. I think I'm going to try to trade some stuff. Maybe I can make a draw there. Bishop B4 from difficult, and that looks like it's a good move. I might have chucked a pawn in this one too, not paying attention. All right, so I'm chucking pawns, and what's happening here? Queen takes H6 against Cap Red. I'm going to go Knight to D4 against Ears and try and get some pressure going. Knight C5 from J. Russell. And let's see, now I'm looking to see if I can go Bishop to D5. And he's got all kinds of things here bothering me. I mean, J. Russell has done a good job in this game. I'm going to go Bishop to D5, try and defend my stuff. Ears has gone Bishop to D7. I'm going to go Bishop A3. Pawn takes pawn from Eternal Warrior. Bishop E3 from DK11. Now I'm just going to go Bishop to F3, defend my E-pawn. And now what's going on against Cap Red? Chasing his king all over the place. I'm going to go Knight D6 check and try to mate him while I'm playing safe at the same time. Okay, Havaniola has gone Rook to G8. And I think I'm going to try to see what's going on here. Can I Knight to D4? Is that interesting for me? Knight to F4. He's snatching pawns. Bishop to D4 maybe. All right, I'm going to try Bishop to D4. And King H7 from Trivial Pursuit. This is a weird locked position. When do I want to go Bishop H3? I'm wondering. I think I'm just going to go Queen to D3 and try to build up on him. Rook D2 from J. Russell. Looks like a good move. And I'm going to try. I have to try to defend myself here. I don't know what to do. Queen takes B4, and he goes. He's got various things here, so I'm going to try. I'm going to try Bishop to. Well, I think I'm just going to try Rook to F1. I think I'm in some trouble here also. G5 from Isolani. I'm going to go Knight into F5. Knight takes D4. Queen takes D4 against moving Dutchman. And now, what's going on here? When can I mate Cap Red? G6 check seems reasonable. Knight H3 check looks pretty good too. I'm going to go G6 check. A5 from Jimmy B, trying to break up my structure. And what do I do here? Let's see. I got all kinds of things. If he takes on B4, he's forking me. I'm thinking about Knight to B5. and he takes on b4. What's going on with this? Queen to a1 for me. I don't know. I mean, queen. I think. Well, I think I'm going to try queen to a1. Sharp position. Don't know what about the solution there. Rook c d8 for Mickey. And I think, let's see, this is a very annoying pass pawn he has, but I'm going to try to block it. I'm just going to go b3 and keep it blocked. Okay, cap red has gone, queen takes, and now I have knight h3 check, seems to win a lot of stuff. Bishop takes, I lost a pawn against difficult. And let's see what to do here against Ernie. I think I like knight to b3. Queen to h8 from DK, and I'm going to try king to g2. I think if I play safe in this position, I'll be okay. Knight to d3 from J. Russell, hitting my f2 pawn. And I have to try bishop to f2, and I don't know if this bishop opposite color or anything like that's going to allow me to hang on. Okay, Eternal Warrior's going rook to a8. And he perhaps has some threats here. Knight takes e3. His queen is protected. I'm going to try e4. c5 from moving Dutchman. And I'm wondering when can I go f3. Rook ad1 maybe. I'm going to try rook ad1, just try and increase the pressure normally. Bishop g6 from Brian Wood. And if I go e5, is that okay? I'm going to try e5, advance my pawn. Let's see what's happening here against Mickey. I'm going to go rook fe1. And like I said, that's a dangerous pawn. I'm just going to try to block it. Just keep on blocking it. Okay, moving Dutchman, queen b7. And I'm going to try bishop to a3. Knight takes e4, difficult. I drop the pawn against him. King g7 from J. Russell, getting out of the way of stuff. And he maybe could have snatched f2, but he's playing it safe. And I really don't like my position here at all in this game either. What's a good way for me to try to do something here? Let's see. So bishop c4, knight takes f2. All right, I don't know. I'm just going to try bishop c4 and see if I can make him do something. Okay, chisel's gone. Queen to g6, and can I just protect my knight with f3? Knight bd7 from Jimmy. And I'm going to see, I'm looking at things here. Knight to f5, pawn takes various pawns here. b5 maybe, I don't know. But now is he threatening pawn takes pawn? So I'm thinking about if I can go rook to b1. Okay, rook fc8 from Ears, and I'm going to go rook fc1. Ears is playing solid, doing good job. Rook f8 from Brian Wood. I shall capture on f8. Rook takes e1 from Mickey, so I'm having a hard time this time. And now queen f6 from Isolani. And at what moment can I establish a strong knight on e4? Can I just go bishop to d3? I would like to go, I really don't want to go f5. Bishop f1 maybe. What does he do about that knight? I'm going to try bishop to f1. Rook fe8 from moving Dutchman, and I'm going to go f3. Queen h6 from DK, and is what's he trying to do to me here? How big a threat is queen h3 or bishop h3? Is it a big threat? I was thinking of maybe ignoring it and just going knight to b5. So I'm going to see, I could go h4, but that might make things worse. So I'm going to go knight to b5, see what I could do there. Okay, a4 from Ernie. I think Ernie's getting himself into some jam here. I'm going to go, that looks like a nice place for a knight on d5. Knight g4 from Chess24. I'm going to go h3. I'm going to try knight e2 against Brian Wood, see if I could dislodge his rook. Knight takes b2 from J. Russell. He's just trying to take everything here. And then I'm going to try, okay, I'm going to just try bishop to e2 now to keep him off. I think he's definitely got a problem here. Bishop takes f5 from Havaniola. And I'm going to try, let's see, I'm looking at things like queen h4. All right, I'm going to try queen to h4 and see if I could cause some trouble. Okay, now, rook de6 against Chisel. What's happening here? I don't see that I'm really afraid of anything here yet. So can I unpin my queen? I'm thinking about maybe queen f2, keep an eye on some defense. I'm going to go queen f2, unpin my queen, go knight d2 against chess 24. Okay, now what's happening here against Spindock? Really wanted to go f4, but I don't see that it's doing anything here. So it would have been better with the knights on, but then he wouldn't have gone king g7. So I think I'm just going to go rook e2 and try and pressure his e-pawn. Okay, knight a4 from J. Russell. And I think I'm happy to take that knight off and try and defend this down a pawn. Rook takes b2 from KM. I'll trade the rooks. Difficult. It's an ugly position. I lost a pawn. He's got the d5 square. Now let me see. What do I do against KM, who snatched the b pawn, but his king's a little open and his development looks a little weird. So what is the right thing for me to do here? Do I want to go knight c4? Yep, I'm going to try knight c4, try and keep him from developing. Okay, what's rook takes g7 against Havaniola? Let's see, h5 against Chisel. I'm going to try knight to c5. Maybe I get my pawn going. All right, now I'm hanging on here against J. Russell. I think he could have been greedier than he was, but it's still not bad for him, of course. So how do I defend all my pawns here? Do I have any tricks? If I have to go f3, I'm not happy, I don't think. Might get mated right away. So where should I go here? He's threatening to take the e pawn off. I don't have a lot of stuff here just to bother him with. I'm gonna try. I don't know. I'm gonna try rook to b1 here. This is trouble also. Now Mickey, what should I do here? I gotta just keep an eye on this pass pawn. So gotta keep the pass pawn blocked. Okay, Ernie 1, I think I like this position. Seems like one of the few in the simul where I like my position. Okay, I'm looking at knight to b5. But that's a crummy bishop he has there. I'm thinking bishop to b5. Maybe bother him. Okay, bishop to f6 from KM. And now, is he bothering me with stuff like b5? So I'm going to go a5. Try to slow him down. Rook f6 from Chisel. And let's see what to do here. Knight takes f5. He's got to take back with the knight. e4. Can I go e4? And get my guys going. Okay, looks like I'm one apiece against Isolani. So I'm just going to take on f4. I think that seems pretty safe for me. Eternal Warrior is getting ready to take on e4. And what should I do here? I'm thinking of maybe taking on, maybe going f4, maybe just going rook to e1. I think I'm just going to try rook to e1. Rook takes c1 from moving Dutchman. I'll go rook takes c1. Maybe I can use the c file. Okay, Mickey has gone rook to, now Mickey might have some back rank business going on here. So I have to be careful. If I go rook e3, he might have rook c2. So I have to look out here. I'm thinking about just going rook d1 to keep an eye on this pawn. So I'm going to try rook to d1. Bishop takes f2 from J. Russell. And I'm going to go bishop takes f2. Knight to d5 from difficult, and I'm going to go queen to d2. That's another one where I'm down a pawn. And now what's happening with Chisel? Chisel has gone bishop to G2, and I guess some sacks are coming. Now, how do I take the steam out of this? I'm looking at F4, and let's see what that is. Try and push him off the board. E4, he might go bishop takes G2. So I'm going to try F4, see if his sacks work. Knight C8 from DK, so I got him to defend a little bit. And now I have to see what are my pieces doing here. I'm going to try queen to E2. Bishop A6 from moving Dutchman. And attacking pawns all over the place. But maybe his knight has to move. Can I just go bishop to B4? Okay, queen E7 from Trivial Pursuit. A very confusing game this one is. At what point do I break? I'm looking at rook on A to D1 just to keep him tied up. I'm going to go rook on A to D1. Let's see, F5 from chess 24. And I'm going to go queen to C2. Bishop takes G2 from Chisel. I have to go rook takes G2. Rook D8 from Mickey. I'm glad that I got him to go back. Maybe I can make a draw here. Let's see. I don't want to let this pawn go. C2, so I'm going to try rook to E1. Spin dock, I'm going to do double rooks on his E pawn. See if that bothers him a little bit. G takes F4. Looks like I'm up a piece on Isolani. And queen E7 from KM, but did KM just blunder? What is up? Knight to B6. King. Now I have to do. I was wondering if I could do king takes G2 on Chisel. I don't know. King takes G2. He goes H4, and then I go F5, and he takes on G3. So I can't do that. So I have to take with the queen. And then I'm going to try to be solid. Okay, rook takes against J. Russell, and I'm going to try to take on B4 with my queen, and I'm down some stuff and just in trouble here. Okay, Isolani, I'm going to go knight to E4. Rook takes F4 from Chisel. And my E-pawn's defended, but what to do now? I'm wondering about... See, it's the type of position, I don't think I want to trade rooks, so I'm going to try rook to G1. And now, against Isolani, do I have knight F6? Bishop H3 check from DK. I don't have much choice. King H1. Okay, I'm going to go rook to D1 back against Mickey and just try to bother that pawn. E5 from ears. Okay, now let's see what to do here. I was thinking about knight to B5, bothering that D6 square. He's getting into a little bit of time pressure. Last month's Simul went a little more smoothly than this one. This one is sizing up to be one of the worst ones, but we'll see if we can battle back a little bit. Okay, let's see now. Chisel has gone rook C4, and he's trying to go H4. Can I just go queen F3 and let H4 happen? Knight E5 from Eternal Warrior. I have to trade the queens. Now let's see if I could try to draw against J. Russell down 2 pawns. Highly doubtful. Okay, now let's see what's happening here at moving Dutchman. I have to defend both my E pawns. Can I just go rook to C2? Gonna try pawn takes pawn against Eternal Warrior. And now J. Russell's up 2 pawns, and I'm going to see if I can harass him here. F5 against chess 24 looks like a good move. I'm going to go knight to C4. Queen to B5 from moving Dutchman. I'm going to go A4 and get his queen out of there. And bishop to C7 from ears. And now ears, I'm thinking of just trying to get in there. I'm going to take on C7 first. Okay, J. Russell has gone king F6. And this is just extremely lost, but I'm going to try a little bit. I'm going to try king to G1 and see if I can bother him. All right, now, against Eternal Warrior, what's happening here? Can I do F4 with some back rank trouble? Okay, now I'm very happy here to take the draw against Mickey. I'm going to go rook back to E1, and let's see what the story is. Okay, rook H E8. I have spin dock tied up, and now bishop to C6. Queen back to D7 for moving Dutchman, and I'm thinking of sending his knight back with H4. And let's see, Jay Russell, I'm just going to, I think Jay Russell, I got to resign. I think that he's got a lot of different ways to win this game. So I will resign. Good game from Jay Russell. And let's see what's happening here now. Spindock has retreated. I have him all tied up here. I'm thinking about F4. Let's do F4. See if we can tie him up. Ears. I'm starting to get ears tied up also. Bishop to D6. H4 from Chisel, and now I have to go knight back to E2. F6 from Spindock. And now, what's the best way for me to win a pawn here? Okay, I'm going to take on... now, I don't need to take on E5 just yet, but maybe I should. All right, I'm going to take on E5. Knight F7 back from moving Dutchman. So probably I'm a little better in this game. Let's see. I think I'm going to play... Now, is he ever bothering me with Bishop H3? I'm wondering about. Let's see. I'm going to try to tie him up and go rook to D2. Knight C6 from Ernie. And I really this game I think I'm really very happy with this position. I'm trying to make sure I don't hang anything. I think I'm going to try Bishop takes A4 and see if I could snatch a pawn and run away. Okay, now, the moment of truth for Spindock, should I just snatch a pawn here? All right, I'm just going to go for the simple Bishop D7. The way things are going here, I better keep an eye on things. I mean, missing mate in one was not the best thing. Okay, let's see what's going on with Spindock. Just trying to take stuff off. I like my pawn structure. Maybe I could tie him to C7. Bishop to C1 from DK11, and let's see what's going on. What is he trying to do to me with that move? Okay, I'm going to go Bishop to G2. Rook takes E5 against Spindock. And Knight C6 from moving Dutchman. And let's see, where should I put my bishop? He wants to go Knight C6. Looks like a good move, bothering my queen. I think I'm going to go back up to B2. Okay, now, ears. How do I tie him down here? I feel like something bad should happen to him with that knight on C6. So let me take on D7. Okay, now against moving Dutchman, I'm going Bishop C3. Rook D8 from Chisel, and I'm going to see, can I protect my pawn with knight to E2? Okay, move ears. I'm going to try to move my bishop back to A3 and see if I can make some threats here. Bishop H3 was it? Well, okay. Now, difficult's the other game where I'm not happy. I'm down a pawn for nothing, but let me see. Maybe I could get him into time pressure. So try and just hang on here and see what the story is. My opening was great in this game, and then I missed Bishop to B4, and then it's just much better for him. If probably winning square on D5, up a pawn, but let's see. Maybe I could just defend. Okay, Bishop D7 from DK. And now, I don't know what sort of threats are going on here. I think I'm going to try to bring my knight back, so I'm going to go knight to d1. And I'm still concerned about that position. I feel like I have to play a little defense. Bishop c7 from Trivial Pursuit. Now, at what moment do I do something here? This is unbelievable. All right, I'm going to do something. I'm taking on c6. Okay, queen g5 from Chisel. And what's he trying to do here now? I'm going to go a3 and just defend my stuff, I think. But I don't know. Queen d2, he gets to bother me. I don't really know about trading queens here on g2. e5, maybe to make some threats. I'm going to try e5. b5 against Trivial Pursuit. Knight e7 for Moving Dutchman. Moving Dutchman's playing very solidly. I'm going to go, let's see, I'm going to go bishop to d4. Pawn takes pawn from Jimmy, and I go rook takes b4. I don't know what happened. He thought for a long time, and I'm glad I didn't forget what I was trying to do. g5 from chess 24, and I'm going bishop back to d2. Rook c7 from Ears, and sorry, Ears, rook takes d7 should do it. Knight c5 from Trivial Pursuit. I'm going to take the knight off and see if I could use this d5 square. Now, do I want to take on d5 right away, or can I wait? I think I should take on d5 right away. Queen d2 from Chisel, and then I would like to, he wants to snatch a2, it looks like. And then I'm a little worried if he snatches a2 that he's got a lot of pawns. How can I get my knights going? I'm gonna try. I don't know. I feel like maybe I have to give him that a2 pawn. All right, I'm going to give a4 a shot here. Rook fe8. I'm going to go rook e1 against Difficult. Knight back to f6 from chess 24. And what's going on? At what moment should what moment against chess 24 does taking on a6 become a good move? Or when does a5 become a good move? I'm gonna see here. Let's see. If I take on a6, what does he take it back with? Does he take it back with the bishop? All right, I'm gonna go rook on f to e1. Maybe I could get e4 in. Bishop e6 from Trivial Pursuit. I'm gonna go into d5. Knight takes c5 from Jimmy B. Okay, now what's going on against Jimmy B here? I have all kinds of things. He's getting, is he getting a knight, or what's the deal here? If I take on d4, he takes back with a queen. So rook takes b6. Rook takes b6. Maybe he doesn't have knight to b3, so rook takes b6. I'll give it a try. Knight takes d4. Bishop takes d7 from against Ernie. Knight, rooks to c8 from Moving Dutchman, and I'm going to try rook to c2. I think I still have a slight edge there. h3 from Chisel. Looks like a good move. Making some back rank threats. Okay, the good news is all my pawns are protected. So I'm going to try king to g1. Maybe I can get my king to f2 and get some play. Chess 24 has just locked it. And now, can I do anything with e4? Queen takes c2 against Moving Dutchman. Simon's been going for about an hour and a half. One of the toughest Simons I've ever had. Knight takes d4 against Ernie. I think I'm very happy in that position. One of the few. Okay, what to do here against Moving Dutchman? I got to go bishop to f2, defend my pawn. a5 from Difficult. And I'm going to try knight e5. I'm just kind of making moves in this game. Maybe I can get him in a time pressure. And I want to wait to see when can he do something to me. Ernie, I think I'm just going to give myself some air with h3 and go very slowly. King h7 from Moving Dutchman. And thinking about, I'm wondering if I go g4, though, maybe it's the f4 square. It's always something. So what am I trying to do to him here? Still feel like I have a slight advantage. All right, I'm going to try g4. Okay, now, Trivial Pursuit has given me is giving me connected pass pawns. What's the right way for me to push them, and how will he block them? Okay, I'm going to take with the E pawn. Okay, knight takes E4 against chess 24. D4 against moving Dutchman. Okay, and now I want to see, how do I bother him here? I'm thinking about something like queen to E4, but then maybe he snatches B3. Do I have any chances here? Okay, I'm going to try queen to D3. Okay, knight E6 from Jimmy B. Attacking my rook on A3, so I will capture on A8. Okay, here comes Chisel with rook on the open file. That looks normal thing to do for him. And now I'm wondering about, can I go king to F2? This one I'm hanging on also. King to F. I'm gonna try king to F2, and having a hard time. And this is the toughest simul by far. Okay, now let's see what's going on here with DK. I'm going to try knight to F2, get a knight over there. Bishop takes, now it feels like, should I go rook takes E4 or bishop takes E4 against chess 24? I'm going to go bishop takes E4, bother his H7 pawn, maybe some positional stuff. Let's see, Ernie has gone bishop to B8. I'm going to go rook to C1. Queen to B4 from moving Dutchman. He wants that pawn. I think I'm going to take on D4 with the queen. Trivial Pursuit's trying to block the position up. I have to just unblockade him. I'm going to go bishop H3, knight to D7 from difficult. And I don't know. I think I'm going to try. I think I'm just going to try to go back with my knight to D3 and still continuing just to hang out, wait for something to happen. I can't do anything, so I'm just waiting. Okay, knight F7 from Trivial Pursuit. Knight G7, sorry, I'm going to go rook to B1, see if I can get a rook to B7, looks nice. My king looks okay. Rook to B2 from Chisel looks like he's bothering me now with queen takes. D4 check. I'm going to try queen to G4. I'm still trying to see if I can make perpetual check or maybe open up his king even. Queen takes D4 for moving Dutchman. Bishop takes D4. I guess, let's see, bishop takes B3, I'll go A5 again, and let's see now. Okay, so against chess 24, do I want to give a check on H7 and then go bishop F5, or do I want to go bishop F5 right away? I'm going to check him on H7 and then go bishop F5. Try and be positional about it. His king's a little open, good knight versus bad bishop, maybe good bishop versus bad bishop. See what the story with that is. Okay, let's see what's going on here with moving Dutchman. Is his A-pawn a big danger to me is the question. Okay, Ernie, I'm just going to take my time. I feel like that one is nice. Now, what is DK11 doing? I felt like I've gained a lot of ground in this game lately. I think now I'm going to try H4. I'm going to do bishop F5 against chess 24. Ernie, I'm happy to trade on F5. Anything that trades down. Difficult, knight DF6. I'm going to go knight back to E5. If he wants to repeat, I would be very happy. Let's see, Ernie, let me try queen to D4. I'm not sure if I have a threat. I think I do. Let's see, bishop H6 from DK. And I feel like I've outplayed him in this game lately, so let me try knight to G4. He seems to be going backwards. Ernie had to block the E6 idea, and now I'm going to go rook to D1 and see if I could tie him up. And then against Ernie, I guess I should get my passed pawns going. A4, B5, A4, push him, try not to push him so I lose him. All right, oh, Difficult offered me a draw. Well, I'm sorry I didn't see it. If Difficult wants a draw, I'm very happy. He's got the better game, and I'm going to go 95, and I think we drew. So one of the games I thought I was getting tortured in, I managed to make a draw. B5 looks good against Ernie. Get these passed pawns going. 95 from Chess 24. Now, Chess 24 is threatening the fork on F3, so I have to trade on E5. Bishop A8 from Jimmy B. And now, what can I do to him here? Thinking about rook to A3, rook to A6. When for me is will D4 hang is a good question. For my D4, his D5 seems to be well protected. So I'm looking to see the D4 pawn can hang. Do I have any tricks here? Queen A6, maybe. Okay, I think I'm going to try Queen A6, bother his rook, see what he does about that. Knight to B3. Okay, now DK's coming in on that side. I can maybe make him go backwards. I'm looking at stuff like Queen to C2, Queen to A2. Let me try, I'm going to try Queen to C4. Okay, we have Chisel has gone Queen back to H6. And now I want to see, I'm going to bother him with some checks, Queen to C8. Okay, at Chess 24, I'm wondering at what moment can I go? I was thinking about going F4 here, but then Bishop D4 check. Bishop to B3, maybe. Sorry, not B3. Bishop to G6. Somehow, I'm looking to see if I can get my queen in there. The score seems to be even. So let's see. If I go Bishop takes on C8 and get my queen in there, he can offer a trade on G7. H5 is 8. I think I'm going to try H4 here and see. Go after his king, go after mine at the same time. Okay, I'm going to go Queen F5, check it against Chisel. Rook A5 against Ernie, and I'm going to go A4 and defend my stuff. Okay, now Chisel, I'm going Queen C8 again.
Draw.
Queen F5 again, and let's see if I manage to make a draw here. This was hard, I think. Okay, he offered a draw, and I think I will take it. And that looks pretty good. Well, I thought that he almost had me there, but I pulled it together just in time. But very tough game. I don't know if I was ever lost, but it was pretty close, and I thought maybe I was winning, but that sack that he did was pretty interesting. Okay, now let's see what's happening. Ernie's thinking. Against Ernie, I just want to get these passed pawns going. Dislodge his rook, go A5, and then somehow make two connected passed pawns. Maybe C6 straight out could be a good idea. And I think that probably I have air for my king. He doesn't have any active play. I think the Ernie game is under control. So, okay, now let's see what move in Dutchman is here. I'm going to go Bishop C5 and slow this pawn down and see what the story is. Okay, Knight D2 from DK, and now does Knight takes H6 win for me? Check. And C8's hanging. I think he had to go Knight back to C5. And then, I don't know, I think I was going to go Bishop takes C5, and then he has to give me a passed pawn. Okay, now, what's going on with moving Dutchman? Is his Knight coming around to bother me? I'm going to go H5 and see what the story is here. King G7 from DK, and it looks like now what's the best way for me to do this? I could just take a knight on D2, or I could go, yeah, I think I just take a knight on D2 and be up 2 pieces. Okay, now, so Ernie has gone Bishop C7, and do I want to go All right, I'm going to drive his first. I want to go bishop back and drive his rook back so he can't double rooks. Moving Dutchman is another struggle. Queen G7 from chess 24. I'm going to take on G5. I don't know how many games I lost. Feels like 2, but if it's only 2, that's not bad. But I don't know if for some reason it feels worse than that, but maybe it's the way I lost those games. And also, and also hanging pawns and whatnot. But last month Simul was good. The month Simul before that, so inconsistent Simul play, I guess they could call it. So chess 24 is figuring out what to do. I kind of like my king position in this game. Knight back to e6 from moving Dutchman, and I had to see. I want to make sure that his pawn doesn't bother me. What to do here? Bishop to. How about bishop? Let's see. Is his knight where can his knight go where it will bother me? Okay, I'm going to go bishop back to a3, trying to get my pieces out. Bishop takes c8 against chess 24. Now, Jimmy's gone rook to d8. Jimmy's getting a little time pressure. Maybe I can just go knight to b5 and defend my b pawn like that. Queen f5 check against chess 24. Trying to take that G pawn and have 2 connected pass pawns. I tell my students, you get 2 connected pass pawns, it always makes you feel good. Rook a8 from Ernie, and I'm tempted to put Ernie in the box here with b6, because then that bishop will never come out. All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go b6 and lock his rook in, and then try and break through after that. So his rook and bishop won't be playing the game. And then I got to see. Then I guess the next plan would be to pile up on his d pawn. That makes sense. Okay, knight d4 coming from moving Dutchman. I'm going to go bishop to b2. Now, I'm wondering if he just has me here also. Okay, now let's see what's going on with Jimmy. Jimmy's gone. Jimmy's gone g6. I'm going to go h4. So he gave himself air. King g8. I think now. How do I want to do this against chess 24? Do I want to take it with the bishop? Do I want to take it with the pawn? I think I'm going to trade queens. Okay, now I think moving Dutchman has won a piece against me. So I think he's just going a3. So I think I must resign there. So that game, I don't know. That game, I think I had to be okay there. All right, I'm going to try bishop h3 against Jimmy B, getting in a time pressure. So a good game from moving Dutchman. Okay, so against Jimmy, I think I'm threatening to go bishop takes bishop to e6. I felt like his position wasn't bad a few moves back, and now I think I'm starting to maybe outplay him a little bit. So good summer chess, Sinquefield Cup's interesting. The tournament and then the blitz afterwards with Kasparov playing should be good. That starts in about 2 weeks. Okay, chess 24. I take on g5. So I'm up. I've got 2 connected pass pawns. He's got a pass c pawn, but I don't know if it's going to bother me. Okay, well, he's trying to have it bother me. So how should I do this? I'm thinking about just going bishop to d2 and trying to slow it down. Don't know if he goes c3. I think I could take it. I thought about bishop e3 too, but I don't know. I was afraid of something. As keeping that pawn from advancing is probably the right thing to do. And then see if I can get my guys going on the other side. All right, let's see what other games. I guess there's not a lot left in the simul. Brian Wood resign. I'm not sure. I mean, I have a knight of 4 threat. I don't know if he had to resign there. Like I told him, he's got to fix the opening up. Okay, Jimmy's gone knight to f8. That was like a solid move. Now, how do I do something to him here? Knight to d6. Try and tie him up. Let's see. What's the deal here to tie him up? There's a very strange looking move here. Bishop, I don't know. A strange looking move would be bishop to c8. What is that about? Bishop to c8. I don't know. And then he has knight to d7 or something, and who knows what's going on after that. I could maybe move my knight back to somewhere also and try and redeploy. Okay, I'm going to try knight back to c3. See if I could get that knight somewhere better, somewhere else other than that. All right, now what's going on here with chess 24? He wants to go c3. He might be getting c3 in. I think I'm going to try to blockade with rook c2. Some time pressure, not bad for him with the 30-second increment. You don't really get in the time pressure. I remember my first U.S. championship, I think it was 1998 with the increment. I didn't understand it at all. And I still miss the old time control. Not the 40 and 2.5, that's for sure. We hated that. Okay, now let's see what's going on with Jimmy B. Queen c7. And I have, I don't know, I mean, I have rook takes f6, but he takes on c3, and I don't know if I see a continuation for myself there, so I'm going to try knight to b5 again, and then I have to see, he seems to be okay with a draw. The way I've done this, the way this time was gone for me, I should probably be okay with a draw also, but I'm going to be greedy here for one move and see what happens. So what's going on with knight d6? Threat of knight f5, huh? Looks nice. Let's see. And maybe I get some attack out of this. So all of a sudden something showed up. I see that my rating says 1,400. I'm not that bad. So, but certainly in some of the games, it seemed like it. Okay, c3 from chess 24. I've got the blockade. I'm just going to go bishop e3. Maybe I could snatch another pawn. Guess my king should try to approach d3 as fast as possible. I guess snatching b6 is something doing. Okay, now, Jimmy B, can I just go knight f5? He took. I take. I'm threatening his queen with check and his rook on, and his knight on f6. So he has to move his queen, and then I'm taking his knight, and I feel like I might have some knight h6 stuff going. So it was just normal thing, and all of a sudden knight d6 turned into a strong move. I don't know. Maybe he could have kept his king somewhere else, but then I was annoying the f6 knight. I don't know. Somewhere in here it turned bad for him. Okay, bishop d4 from chess 24. I'm going to go king to f1. Rook takes f6 against Jimmy B. Rook to e4. And now he's, okay, now Trivial Pursuit is doing a good job here of this game's getting a little bit confusing. Bishop takes d4 seems like the right move for me. He went rook takes d4. Now how do I want to do this? Rook to e3. And I still have my 2-pass pawns to bother him with later. They haven't gone anywhere yet. Okay, bishop to b7 from Jimmy B. And now I got to see where should my queen go. If I go knight h6, he has king g7, and I have to go knight f5 again. So, must I trade queens on b6? If I do, I'm up a pawn. That doesn't seem that bad. I would like to mate him here, but I'm not sure how to go about doing that. Maybe my queen gets into his position somehow. All right, I'm going to try queen to a3. Okay, rook takes a4 from chess 24. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm happy to get rid of that c pawn. He goes rook c5. Okay, now what's going on here? This has gotten to be a complete mess. I'm going to go rook f3 check and see if I can bother him with these rooks. He's got to be careful where his king goes. I don't think I could lose here. I have perpetual checks all over the place. Okay, now let's see. I don't want to. If I trade the rooks, what does he take it back with? Then he might have 2 connected pass pawns. So that's interesting. Can I trade the rooks? Trade. All right. I don't know. I'm gonna. Well, I mean, if I go rook e2, he goes rook takes d5, and what's going on there? I go rook check. You know. All right. I don't know what to do here. I'm gonna try to trade these rooks. Not really sure about this with the 2-pass pawns. Thing is, if I take b6, I got 4-pass pawns. So I don't know. Pretty interesting game. I've been doing well. This G3 Benoni, it seems to be doing pretty well for me in these, in tournaments and whatnot. If you look up some games I played with it, seems to be a pretty decent thing to play against the Benoni. I prepared it for Sevion in the Canadian Open in Montreal probably 3 years ago, something like that. So a lot of pass pawns against chess 24, and let's see what he does. I'm moving fairly fast in this game. Some games in this simul played well, a couple horrendous. Really, really bad. Okay, so let's say he goes rook to b4. Oh no, rook to b4, rook e6 check. I don't know, rook to b4, d6, but then he goes rook to d4. So I think rook b6, take those pawns, and then if I could sack one of the pawns for one of the pass pawns, I think I should win. So just waiting here. Let's see what the other game. Let's conclude some other games. Let me see if I could. the difficult game. Look at this counter win. It's funny. On D takes C4, knight E5. The best move for black is knight C6. And, and it actually reaches a pretty good position. If you go bishop takes C6, knight E7, and queen A4, black gets compensation with the bishop opposite colors. And it's just okay for black. But in the game, I think that I was just better here. I should be able to control the center and get some kind of position. I got a little lazy here. Maybe I should just go E4. I was afraid of bishop A6, but I have queen A4 then. So I should just go E4 straight out, and I think I have the better game if I do that. Okay, chess 24 still thinking. Let's see what else we got. Against Hayen. Hayen's opening. Just not a very good opening, and then somehow he wanted to do a rematch, but I don't think that's allowed. Let's see what else. DK11. DK11 had a good position for a long time and just started to get outplayed. I feel like I was very confused around, let's say, move 17 for him. The position should be all right for him, certainly, probably better. And then my knight winds up on A1, but then I think I defended all right there, and eventually his pieces got out of place. I think he should always leave that knight on C5. Okay, rook A1 check from chess 24. Now, where do I go with my king? I think I'm going to go king G2. I don't think bringing it closer to his pawns is helping at all. So, like I said, my idea is to take B6 and then use those two passed pawns to bother him enough. So I'm threatening rook E6 to take, and I'm going rook E6 on the next move no matter what. Okay, let's continue the recap here. Jimmy B. Jimmy B played a tough game, and then all of a sudden, knight D6 happens. Move 28, and it's just over. He got into time pressure. We were starting to repeat a little bit, and then I noticed knight D6 threatening a knight F5 fork, and he can't do anything about it. And the way the game continued was here, and I went here, and then after queen A3, it's just lost. I could have traded queens on B6 and be up a pawn, but I'm trying to get this knight H6 stuff, trying to get my queen back to somewhere where it can mate. Queen E3 to G5 was my main idea, and I think that did Jimmy in. Let's see what else. Ears played a very solid counterland. And then somewhere, I'm not really sure where he went wrong. His position after bishop D7, I felt, is nearly... probably it's equal. I shouldn't say nearly. I think it's probably equal. Bishop A3, rook FC8. Maybe rook FD8 was the right move to battle for the D file. And then he got into trouble somehow when knight B5 happens. Bishop C7 was panic a little bit, because after bishop C7, I take on C7 and go bishop D6, and knight C5 is really annoying. And then after B6, the simple B3, the simple bishop A3 wins. I'm going rook to D6 on the next move. And so that would just win. Okay, C4 from chess 24. And I'm going to go rook check on E6. Where will his king go? Up or back? Good question. If it goes up, he might not be able to catch my passed pawns. So let's see. I think I'm taking on B6 on the next move. I could look at, maybe, I don't know, maybe I could throw rook C6 in, but it feels like taking B6 and having two passed pawns on my own seems like the right thing to do, and maybe I could cash them in for one of his passed pawns and make it easier. So chess 24 thinking. Havaniola. I thought Havaniola just had a good, I don't know. It was another confusing game. I he goes bishop takes h5, I go queen h4, and there must be some kind of normal move here for him. And then all of a sudden, rook takes g7 wins all of his pieces. But somehow that opening was good for him. I remember in the opening, there's a game. I don't know if I did it right. I remember a game. My friend GM Joel Benjamin was white against Cyrus Lakawala, and Joel won a good game with this. So I'm gonna have to look that one up to see if I played it right. I don't think I did. Okay, so let's see. Chess 24 has moved. He's gone rook e6, and now do I want to go rook b6 or rook a6? I'm going to take rook b6. I feel like my b pawn can bother him. And my two connecteds on the king side is still lurking. So what can he do here? On c3, I get my rook behind. Of course, the rook in the rook endings, the rook is always behind. His rook is in front. I would like to somehow, let's see, what move should he do here? I suppose if he goes, let's say he goes rook to b1, then I think I'm happy to go rook c6. And then I'm just getting into some liquidating position. Okay, let me see if I can recap some more here. Trivial Pursuit, very weird game. Petrosian variation. Petrosian used to lock the position, right? So he would lock the position on the king's side, and then try to play on the queen's side. Black cannot allow that kind of thing. And you could see here on move 14, I think I get what I want. I have it locked. And then on h4, h5, g5, knight e8, it's locked again in a different kind of way. I think Petrosian would lock it with h5 and usually. And then just get, and then black's side of the board is locked. And I think it was just over after this. There came some weird threats, like he did queen d7, but then rook h1, queen h3, and king g1, he had to go back. And one good break for me, and I think it's over. So the Petrosian variation is a dangerous opening. You got to be careful with that. Okay, now what should I do against chess 24? I'm thinking that I should just go rook to. Let's see. I could maybe push my pawns. How do I want to do this? Rook check and push my pawns, or go rook c6 and take. So if I think I'm going to just go straight forward and try rook c6. Rook takes b5, rook takes there, and now I just want to put my rook behind his pawn. So rook check, and then rook a7, and then I think it should be easy after that. Let's see what other kind of games here. Hey, moving Dutchman, I think I'm just a little better in this game, and this is the final position he's making. He's just winning a piece. Probably somewhere around here. Around here, I'm not sure, but earlier I think I missed some good things. Maybe I should go bishop takes f6, knight c5, and get the light squared bishop. All right, let's see, chess 24, I'll go rook behind the pawn. Tie him up, and then see if I could get going with my guys. Now, he can maybe try to stop me. I'm not sure exactly how. Okay, I'm going to go rook a6. Sometimes I could check him from the side. So I think I'm just going to try to make slow progress with my pawns here. Okay, now I think I'm going to go rook to a8 so that I could check him from behind, and I would like to get my pawns going here with f3 and maybe f3 and g4, and then get his king out of there. king at maybe f3 and bring my king up on the other side. I feel like it should be easy, but I've had rook endings in these simuls where I had one against Zebelel that was unbelievable, where I had two connected pass pawns. They were an H and a G, and somehow he made a draw. And I don't know how he did it, but he did it. Okay, now let's see. I'm going to go G4. Rook up, okay. And I shall go king to G3. He goes pawn up. I go rook A6. Now his king has to go back, and I think the most accurate move here is F3, so that when I go G5, although when I go G5 and F4, he's going to get rook B3 in anyway. So I think that he's going to get rook B3 in anyway, but my pawns seem to be coming up, and I just need my king to get in there, and then it should be over. F4. He doesn't have a lot of legal moves. Just want to go king G4, and that's and get the pawns. Okay, yep, king G4, of course. Rook check, of course. Push the pawn. Time was winding down. Took a little over 2 hours. Played some really horrible games, like I said, and some decent games, actually, some decent games too. Okay, I think Chess24 can resign. He's got king move and rook move. That's it. Pawn move I take. Rook move other than check I take. King move doesn't really do anything. I suppose I could just push my pawns. There's going to be a back rank mate threat. If it was rook pawn and like against Zebel, rook pawn and H pawn and G pawn, then it might be some drawing chances. But here, I think that this is just no chance at all. Okay, king up. Push my pawn. So thanks everybody for playing. Next month's Simul, August, will be on August 12th. I'm going to the U.S. Open and going to play in a short schedule. So if you guys are there, come and say hello. And then I'm going to the World Cadet also in September. I'm going to Uruguay for the World Youths. I'm going to South America twice in the space of a month. So pretty nice trips planned. The coaching jobs, I always like these trips. They're always an interesting kind of trip. Let's see if Chess24 insists on making you sit here. Spindock resigned in a position. Well, look at the final. Spindock. If you look up Spindock's game with me from last month, Spindock played this opening, and I don't have the faintest idea what I was doing. And after E5 in this one, I think I was pretty happy. And Queen C5. Now, when he puts his king away on F8, it's taking a lot of time. And then I thought I was, I'm pretty happy here. I win this pawn, and I guess it should be an easy win. I should probably, my rook goes to c6, tie him down to c7. Maybe it goes to c6 and a6, and I snatch a pawn. That could be possible. But and Spin Doc's opening wasn't bad. Okay, now chess 24. I'm sorry, but this is a little bit ridiculous. I will be back. Well, better late than never. Chess 24 resigned, but part of the sign was people should learn how to resign. I mean, this was resignable probably, 10 moves ago. Okay, thanks everybody. I hope you enjoyed the simul. It was good playing, everyone. Congratulations to the winners. Jay Russell 2 played great. Mickey was a solid draw. Eternal Warrior was playing okay and then lost a piece. Isolani got to play that opening better. KM lost. KM also same thing. G3 Bononi got to play that opening better. Same with Cap Red. Hayen opening not very sound. So 3 losses, 3 draws, and 13 wins. I don't know. Maybe because the losses were so bad that it just felt kind of weird. Okay. So, thank you, Moving Dutchman. Not a terrible result. So congratulations to Bishop Mate, Jay Russell 2, and Moving Dutchman. Thanks, everybody. Hope you had a good time, and I'll see you guys on August 12th. And wish me luck in the U.S. Open. I'll need it. Okay, take care, everybody. Thanks a lot. And no, I didn't really. Ears says, glad John got to use the John. No, I usually after the simul I'm starving to death, so I figured I'd start to get something ready to eat for when the simul ends. So John didn't use the John. John just went into the kitchen ears. So there. Okay. Take care, everybody. Thanks a lot. Thanks to Sandro, who always does a great job, and I'll talk to you guys next month. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. And if you play chess, good luck and enjoy all the tournaments going on and coming up. All right, bye, everybody. Sandro, you there? I don't know if Sandro, I don't think Sandro's there.